It was a nice sunny day, and three men were walking down a country road when they saw a bush with a pig's ass popping out. The first man says, "I wish that was Demi Moore's ass." The second man says, "I wish that was Pamela Anderson's ass." Then the third man says, "I wish it was dark." The forest animals decided that they didn't like stepping on croup every day, so they got together and built an outhouse. Everything was great, and the forest floor was much cleaner after that. But one day, they found out that the window on the outhouse was broken. So they held a meeting and asked if anybody knew anything about the broken window. Sheepishly, the rabbit said, "I'm a bit embarrassed, but last night I was using the outhouse when the bear came in. He grabbed me, did his business, then he wiped his bottom with me and threw me out the window." The animals reprimanded the bear and made him fix the window. After a couple of days, the door was smashed, another meeting was called, and again the animals were asked if anybody knew anything about the broken door. Sheepishly, the fox said, "I'm a bit embarrassed, but last night as I was using the outhouse, the bear came in. He did the same thing with me as with the rabbit a few days ago, but he threw me out through the door." So, the animals again reprimanded the bear, made him repair the door, and explained as best as possible that this behavior will not be tolerated. Then, 2 days later, the whole outhouse was destroyed. It was completely smashed to pieces. Again, a meeting was called to find out if anybody knew anything about it. Sheepishly, the porcupine said, "I'm a bit embarrassed. A woman's closet door was making a terrible sound whenever a bus was crossing the street outside, so she called a carpenter to check it out. The carpenter arrives a few hours later. He goes into her bedroom to check the closet out, but can't find what is making the noise. Right then, a bus was crossing the street, and a loud creaking sound was heard coming from the closet. He couldn't believe it. So he told her that he'll be waiting inside the closet to see what exactly is making the noise. After a few minutes, the husband comes home, opens the closet, and finds the carpenter inside. He looks at his wife with disgust, then back at the carpenter and demands, "What the heck are you doing in my closet?" The carpenter replies meekly, "Would you believe me if I told you I am waiting for the bus?" A woman takes her 19-year-old daughter to the doctor. The doctor says, "Okay, Mrs. Jones, what's the problem?" The mother responds, "It's my daughter, Darla. She keeps getting these cravings, she's putting on weight, and she's sick most mornings." The doctor gives Darla a thorough examination, then turns to the mother and says, "Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but your Darla is about 4 months pregnant." The mother exclaims, "Pregnant? She can't be. She has never ever been left alone with a man." "Have you, Darla?" Darla replies, "No, mother, I've never even kissed a man." The doctor walks over to the window and stares out of it. About 5 minutes pass, and finally the mother asks, "Is there something wrong out there, doctor?" The doctor replies, "No, not really. It's just that the last time anything like this happened, a star appeared in the east, and the 3 wise men came over the hill. I'll be damned if I'm going to miss it this time." There was a virgin who was going out on a date for the first time, and she told her grandmother about it. "So," the grandmother says, "sit here and let me tell you about those young boys. He is going to try to kiss you. You are going to like that, but don't let him do it. He is going to try to feel your breast, and you are going to like it, but don't let him do it. He is going to try to put his hand between your legs. You are going to like that, but don't let him do it. But most important, he is going to try to get on top of you and have his way with you. You are going to like that, but don't let him do it. It will disgrace the family." With that bit of advice, the granddaughter went on her date and could not wait to tell her grandmother about it. So the next day, she told her grandmother that her date went just like she said. But she said, "Grandmother, I didn't let him disgrace the family. When he tried, I turned over, got on top of him, and disgraced his family." A man and woman were on their first date. The woman was trying to make conversation and said, "So I hear you hunt deer." The man looked away and turned red. "What's wrong?" asked the woman. "I'm not used to someone calling me dear on the first date," the man said. A young boy asks a Mr. 100-year-old man how he got to be so old. The old man tells the boy, "Oh, it's an old cowboy trick. Every morning, I put a spoonful of gunpowder on my oatmeal." So the young boy starts doing it, and sure enough, he lived to the ripe old age of 106. He left behind 3 children, 8 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and a 30-foot hole in the wall of the crematorium. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a humble farmer named Bob. Bob was a simple man who had a few animals and a small piece of land. One day, as he was passing through the village market, he stumbled upon a peculiar-looking rooster. The seller claimed that this rooster was one of a kind and would make an excellent addition to Bob's farm. Intrigued, Bob bought the rooster and took it back to his farm. Initially, the rooster seemed quite useless. It didn't crow in the morning, didn't bother the hens, and generally just lay around doing nothing. Bob was disappointed and considered taking the rooster back to the seller. But then, one day, he noticed something unusual. The rooster was hovering a few inches off the ground. It seemed that the rooster had a natural talent for flying, and Bob knew he had to share this discovery with the world. Bob heard about an upcoming animal flying contest in a nearby town, and he knew that this was the perfect opportunity to showcase his rooster's unique skills. On the day of the contest, the crowd was buzzing with excitement. People had come from far and wide to witness this spectacle. There were all sorts of animals competing, from parrots to pigeons, but none could compare to the sight of a rooster soaring through the air. As the competition began, one by one, the other animals performed their best flights. But when it was the rooster's turn, it flew higher and faster than anyone had ever seen. The crowd was in awe, and the judges unanimously declared the rooster the winner. After the contest, people swarmed around Bob, asking him how on earth he managed to train a rooster to fly like that. Bob smiled and replied, "I didn't teach him to fly, I taught him to hate the ground."